could have been one of the most beautiful nights of my life career-wise. I literally was sent to the basement with all my friends and family for over an hour. I wasn't allowed to be seen. She didn't want me anywhere near her or the rest of the cast. We start laughing because of the ridiculousness of this whole thing. And I realized, like, on a night that was supposed to be so materialistically joyful, I was in the basement with the people that I love the most, and we were all joyful and laughing. Because none of that shit matters.
Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively seemed like the perfect Hollywood match, but now their love story has taken a shocking turn. Reports are surfacing that Ryan has officially filed for divorce. While fans saw an unbreakable bond, insiders are now saying cracks had been forming for a while, and it all started with Blake's involvement in It Ends With Us, a movie that became the center of major controversy.
Honestly, there were many instances on set where I just let the women figure it out, and I took a step back.
Blake Lively's decision to star in the film adaptation of It Ends With Us was met with excitement and doubts. The book, written by Colleen Hoover, had built a massive fan base, and its deeply emotional themes made it a highly anticipated project. Blake, known for her roles in Gossip Girl and A Simple Favor, was cast as Lily Bloom, the story's lead, a woman navigating love, trauma, and self-discovery. It was a major role, one that could redefine her career. Dustin Baldoni, who was both directing and starring as the male lead Ryle, was also heavily invested in the project. As someone who had been advocating for the film adaptation for years, Baldoni had a vision. He wanted to balance the book's heavy themes with a cinematic feel that wouldn't completely drain audiences emotionally. But according to sources, this is where things started to fall apart. Blake felt that Baldoni wasn't staying true to the novel's raw intensity. She allegedly raised concerns that his approach was watering down key emotional moments, making the story feel too polished, almost as if he was forcing a comedic or lighthearted tone onto scenes that should have been devastating. Behind closed doors, tensions started to rise. According to insiders, Blake pushed for changes, wanting the movie to feel as impactful as the book, but Baldoni allegedly dismissed her suggestions, treating her input as secondary. Rumors swirled that she felt sidelined, with important creative decisions happening without her knowledge. She reportedly believed that, as the film's lead, she should have had more say in how her character's story was told. At first, Ryan Reynolds stood by his wife, offering quiet support. He was known for always backing Blake publicly, whether it was hyping up her career moves or playfully trolling her online. But behind the scenes, things were shifting. As more details about the situation emerged, Ryan started seeing things differently. For a while, it seemed like a classic case of a creative clash in Hollywood, an actress advocating for artistic integrity versus a director trying to maintain control over his vision. But then, Baldoni fired back. Leaked text messages, emails, and even behind-the-scenes footage started circulating, showing a different side of the story. According to these receipts, Blake had actually been on board with many of the creative choices she later criticized. Screenshots of emails allegedly showed her approving script changes, agreeing to certain rewrites, and even praising some of the very decisions she later claimed were forced onto her.
You know you're doing something right when Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds want to shut you up, just like they want to shut Justin Baldoni's lawyer up. TMZ is reporting that Blake and Ryan want a judge to gag Justin Baldoni's lawyer, claiming he's making false statements about the case. Blake and Ryan filed a letter in court on Tuesday, and in it they asked the court to issue a protective order to stop Baldoni's lawyers, led by Brian Friedman, from engaging in improper conduct, including going on alleged harassing and retaliatory media campaign against Blake and Ryan.
This changed everything. The internet quickly split into two camps. One side defending Blake, arguing that she had the right to change her mind and push for a better version of the film. The other side sided with Baldoni, accusing Blake of twisting the narrative for sympathy or even trying to sabotage the project after things didn't go her way. Then came the real bombshell, legal documents that were quietly leaked online. These documents supposedly contained internal production notes, timestamps, and conversations that contradicted Blake's claims even further. Some sources even suggested that she had exaggerated or outright fabricated parts of her story to paint herself as the victim. And while the internet was busy debating who was in the right, Ryan Reynolds Reynolds was making some discoveries of his own that would change everything.
Blake claims there was no intimacy coordinator until she demanded one. And then Justin Baldoni showed screenshots between he and Blake where she acknowledges that there is an intimacy coordinator and she declined to meet with the coordinator prior to filming. Blake claimed that Justin Baldoni was behind some of the negative press that she was getting during the promotion of It Ends With Us. And then he shows his team acknowledging some of the articles and videos on TikTok, claiming they had nothing to do with it. That if anything, it was being driven by TikTokers rather than it was by their own stunts. They acknowledged that it wasn't through their orchestration, but by Blake's old interviews that started resurfacing. Even more so, they showed that Blake's team altered some of the text messages that they reveal in their lawsuit to change the context. Specifically in relation to a Daily Mail article. Blake said that he came into her dressing room while she was breastfeeding and that made her uncomfortable. However, he showed a text message from her inviting him to run lines in her trailer while she was pumping. She says that he only wanted to promote DV awareness to bolster his image. However, he shows multiple messages showing that DV awareness was always his intention. Apparently, going into the film, he even wanted a percentage of the proceeds to be donated to help survivors.
Ryan Reynolds had always been known for his humor, charm, and loyalty, especially when it came to his wife, Blake Lively. For years, their marriage was seen as a rare Hollywood success story, built on mutual respect, playful banter, and public displays of support. But as the controversy surrounding It Ends With Us grew, sources say Ryan started to take a step back and really look at the situation. Initially, he had no reason to doubt Blake. He had always trusted her judgment, and when she claimed she was being sidelined and disrespected on set, he naturally stood by her. But as more evidence surfaced, leaked emails, text messages, and behind-the-scenes footage contradicting her claims, Ryan reportedly started questioning everything. Had Blake exaggerated what happened? Had she misled him into defending a narrative that wasn't entirely true? According to insiders, Ryan confronted Blake about the growing pile of evidence. What followed were reportedly some of the most intense arguments of their relationship. Sources close to the couple claim that Ryan felt blindsided, like he had been dragged into a situation without knowing all the facts. He allegedly asked Blake to come clean about what was really going on, but her response only led to more tension. Some reports suggest she doubled down, insisting that the leaks were taken out of context or manipulated to discredit her. Others claim she refused to acknowledge any wrongdoing at all. As the controversy raged on, people began noticing significant changes. Ryan, who was always seen with Blake at major events, started appearing alone. His usual playful online interactions with her became noticeably absent, and then came the biggest red flag: rumors that Ryan had moved out of their shared home. Paparazzi captured him in different locations, often looking uncharacteristically serious, and reports surfaced that he was spending more time away from their family. Then, in a move that shocked everyone, Ryan did something no one expected. He filed for divorce. The moment news of the divorce hit the internet, the media went into a frenzy. Headlines dissected every aspect of their breakup, with speculation running wild about what really happened behind the scenes. Was this controversy the final straw, or had their marriage been quietly unraveling long before? Hollywood insiders had conflicting takes. Some claimed Ryan had been struggling with trust issues in the relationship for a while, and that this scandal simply pushed things over the edge. Others insisted that before the It Ends With Us drama, Ryan and Blake were as solid as ever, making the sudden fallout even more shocking. Blake, who had never been one to publicly discuss personal matters, maintained an eerie silence. Her team issued a brief, carefully worded statement acknowledging the divorce, but offered no real insight into her side of the story. Crucially, there was no direct denial of the accusations against her, something many found telling. Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni, the man at the center of the controversy, maintained his stance. He continued to insist that he had done nothing wrong and that the backlash against him was based on a skewed version of events. Some sources close to Baldoni even hinted at deeper industry politics at play, suggesting that Blake's claims weren't just about creative differences, but could have been part of a larger power struggle behind the scenes.
She alleges that she's a Me Too victim there. That's absurd. And I can tell you that as somebody who's not a Hollywood actress, notwithstanding my very short stint in that cartoon, Bircham. Okay, but I'm just saying, this person is not an honest broker. I believe her less than ever. I actually disbelieve her fully now. And they should not be gagged. I will happily participate in releasing any further leaks that they have, because the truth should be out there.
For years, Blake Lively has built an image as one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses, effortlessly stylish, charming, and drama-free. But now, with her name tied to this controversy, her reputation may take a hit. While she's never been the kind of celebrity to rely on shock value or media scandals to stay relevant, this situation paints a different. Will major studios and directors think twice before working with her? Will audiences still see her as the relatable, down-to-earth star they once adored? It's too soon to tell, but one thing is certain: Hollywood has a long memory when it comes to public fallouts. Ryan Reynolds, on the other hand, seems to be playing things strategically. His career has been built on smart business moves, box office hits, and a likable public persona. If sources are to be believed, he's already taking steps to distance himself from the drama, focusing on his upcoming projects and brand partnerships. From his successful investments to his highly anticipated film slate, Ryan knows that staying out of the headlines is the best move. His silence so far speaks volumes. He's letting actions, not words, define his next steps. And then there's It Ends With Us. The movie, which was already facing criticism over casting choices and creative decisions, is now at the center of an even bigger controversy. Will fans support the film despite the behind-the-scenes drama? Or will they boycott it, unwilling to separate the art from the real-life fallout? Public opinion is crazy. A person commented saying, "I feel bad for Ryan. It's like he's realizing his wife wasn't what he thought she was." Another one added, "Blake always seems so genuine, but these receipts are wild. If it's true she lied, that's just disappointing." A third person wrote, "Ryan deserves better. Imagine standing by someone just to find out they weren't honest with you." Well, in Hollywood, scandals come and go, but when love, career, and reputation collide, the fallout can be unforgettable. And for Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, this might just be the beginning of a whole new chapter. What do you guys think? Did Ryan do the right thing by filing for divorce? Or is there more to this story than we know? Let me know in the comments.